All right. So welcome to Raialities. G and I are back with another episode of Health and Wellness. And this week we're going to talk about nutrition and physical health and wellness. G is back with the new hairstyle from last week. I
Hey,
had her stressed out, but evidently you don't.
I went blonde so you can't see my grays. It's bad.
But we are here with one of our good friends who keep pushing us, and COVID is just pushing us too. But we are here with Iyabo, and we are here with Alee. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
And so, Iyabo and Alee are experts in all things nutrition and physical health, in my opinion. So they are going to definitely just give us some insight on what we should be doing, shouldn't be doing, in regards to our physical and nutritional health. Definitely since COVID has probably taken the best of many people at this point. Throw your scales in the trash and start over.
I ain't even looked at mine.
I don't. Yeah. Once a week. I gotta make sure it's going down and not up. That's the thing. As long as I see like the 0.4 go to 0.
Right.
It's going to fluctuate.
In the morning versus in the evening.
Naked.
So first we're going to start off with just introducing yourself. Tell us about you. Tell us, how you got into nutrition, physical health. Tell us how you guys got into that.
You want to go first, Yabs?
Sure thing. So, hey, you guys. I'm Iyabo and Alee, aka Model Yabs 24 on Instagram. So, I'm 36 now, but 8 years ago, I was an engineer for the government. I used to buy food every single day at work out about 4 to 5 times a week. And I went to my doctor's probably for 2 years straight. And she was like, you have high blood pressure. It was like 140 over something. And I was like, how is my blood pressure high? My doctor's appointment is literally 5 minutes down the road. So she was like, I know you work out, but whatever you're eating is not working for you because you come here every time. You don't eat in the morning and your blood pressure is elevated. And I'm like, okay, I'm 28. I used to be an athlete in high school, cheerleading, basketball, marching band, all that good stuff. And I was like, okay, I never gained in freshman 15. But when I graduated and started working for the government, I used to just eat everything, like everything under the sun. So I said, okay, let me focus on my nutrition. I started making like smoothies and stuff like that, making like egg quiches, but instead of egg whites, it was all eggs. So it really wasn't doing anything because it was just a whole lot of cholesterol, pie crust, and all the other stuff. So I reached out to one of my friends on Instagram. I saw he was using Herbalife products and I was never heard of it before. And I asked my mom, who's a pharmacist, about like Herbalife and what was it about. So I said, all right, she had good things to say about it. I gave it a try, and now I'm down 29 pounds, no more high blood pressure. My skin cleared up, like I have no makeup on. This is all, looking good or whatever.
I know that's right.
My digestion improved because a lot of times when you're not eating the right things, and I was like, I'm not regular, so that's also not healthy for you not to be regular. So I was regular, good skin, no high blood pressure. I exercise maybe 3 times a week now, sometimes 6, depending on if I feel like it. But the thing is, I focus on my nutrition now. So I don't even have to work out 4 to 5 times a week unless I want to, because I just like working out. But I just realized that, you have to balance it with the physical and what you're putting in your body every single day. So that's my story.
Awesome.
All right, y'all, this is Alee speaking. Alee Roan, as it is, my first name, real name is Alexandra. On Instagram, it's rxfit_Alee, Alee, if you're searching for it. But my story is a little different. So I've been an athlete my whole life. I grew up playing sports, soccer, basketball, you name it. Like I was that kid outside all the time. So through the years, I decided to focus on basketball. Went to one of the top schools in my area to play. Went on to college. You'd think it was basketball. I actually ended up running track. I was a triple jumper in college. So I was always like surrounded or inside of like physical fitness, didn't know it, but just being a kid, loving to be active and in sports and things like that. So just a natural athlete. But one thing I noticed in college is that I was practicing and I was working out, but I would go to Bojangles all the time. I would go, grab pizza, like the whole nine, like I didn't do the freshman 15, but, got a little heavier than I was in high school, but, I was working out. So I didn't think about the whole thing. But also my major is in exercise science, certified exercise physiologist as well. So I started out in sports performance training, still not privy to the nutrition side, even though I took a couple nutrition classes while in college. It didn't click. But once I graduated, I definitely had like a awakening. My father passed away due to lung cancer. And inside of all that, I really, I was trying to like look up things when he was sick, like, okay, you can juice, you can do this, you can do that. So that kind of opened my eyes to what nutrition can do for the body. Unfortunately, I didn't have the power, wasn't in my hands. So he did pass away, but nonetheless, it did open doors for me to really look at my health and the health of those around me. So I started training like general population. So I'm a personal trainer. I train anywhere from older people to bodybuilders to athletes. So started training the general population, really wanted to make a difference there. And to really relate to my clients, and also as a way to grieve, I got into bodybuilding. So since I was an athlete my whole life, I really wasn't suffering with any overweight issues. I decided to do that. I figured if I can drop a pound or two or whatever, then I could help someone else and I can know what they go through to a certain extent. I ended up dropping 20 pounds for my first show in like 7 weeks, all for the nutrition. It was almost like my body was like, girl, we was waiting for you to thank you. Have a nice day. But that started me with a career to like bodybuilding. Became a professional bodybuilder after doing the sport for 2 years, which pretty much opened up my eyes to more things about nutrition and how it can alter the body. Right. Fast forward now, I'm doing, I'm business partners with Iyabo as well, because what has happened to me is that I found out, like, even though I was bodybuilding and I had a relationship with food in terms of clean eating, it was still yo-yo dieting. So in the off seasons, I would go back to eating irregular, whatever, and then try to jump back on a diet, for a stage, right? And so I saw like the inflation of my weight. Like I was up 20 pounds, down 20 pounds, up 15 pounds. And that's just not healthy, right? And my stomach, it affected my stomach the most for a period of time. So, before I got, on the actual health journey of my life, I would call it health more so than aesthetics. I was suffering with like bad digestive issues. I was tired all the time. I mean, I know I was working 16-hour days, but nonetheless, it was like, because I did have breaks throughout the day, but, and I noticed my body after a show, I wasn't putting on any weight. Like I wasn't gaining the weight back. I was bloated, constipated, all that stuff, right? So I started on a health journey, similar to Iyabo's, and that was the first experience I had. I had more energy, my gut health improved, and it started me to really focus on gut health. So long story short, started helping clients online and things like that. Still do a little bit of bodybuilding here and there, but I took a break because I have an autoimmune disease called Sjogren's syndrome. And it's cool that we're having this podcast because about 3 weeks ago is that I started getting triggers again. And so right now I'm currently on an elimination diet to really find out what foods actually trigger those responses, those inflammatory responses. So this is just another part of the whole gut health situation because that's what it really affects right now. So it's cool that we're having this conversation. And currently, I do train online. I do, every now and then in person, but I do fascial stretch therapy. So I work inside of a doctor's office, chiropractor, physical therapy office, and we, service all different types of patients and things like that, where I get to talk nutrition to them and physical health all day. So it's all in one, wellness center. So yeah, that's definitely my story. I might have missed a couple things because I've been in this industry for a minute. A long time. But yeah, so I'm here for any questions and all that, you guys want to know about health and wellness.
Awesome. I mean, we'll get to it, but it definitely is a lifestyle change. And it's just not only your physical change, but it has to be a mental. And I think I had Iyabo and I was talking about that yesterday. I was like, I get my mental together because life happens, and it's so easy to kind of just get off track. And when you're off track and you look in the mirror, you like, I can't even fit on the track. So like, I got to get somewhere, get my life back together. But let's talk about what encompasses physical health. So like overall, of what from your opinions, what encompasses physical health, like your overall physical health?
I think for me personally, like I said, I've always been an athlete. So it's kind of like like being active helps, you feel better. And then it's the mental too, because when I exercise, like case in point, I had a doctor's appointment. They want to do ultrasound on my thyroid, and I got there. They said, "Where's your physical referral?" I'm like, "It's at home. I'm only here because I got the information off the sheet. Oh, we can't see you because you don't have the physical sheet." And I was just like so irritated, even though Clinton is not too far from where I live at. I was like, I drove down here. You can't see me. So I said, I'm going to go to the gym, right? And I felt better after being in there for like an hour and a half doing cardio and some weights. But mental health is encompassing that. Your physical health is all that's tied into health, because if you're stressed out, if your partner's getting on your nerves, if you lost a parent in October, so your emotions go up and down. And some days you don't feel like doing anything, so then you're lazing around, and you start eating stuff that you just want to eat, and then you look up like, I feel like crap, but then it's like, do I really feel like working out tomorrow? Do I feel like getting up and being active, or even going for a walk? So I feel like it's mental, it's what you put in your body, it's spiritual as well, because I realize when I'm not in the Word, I'm off a little bit, right? So, and I get back in there, I just overall feel good. So also doing personal development, you're working on yourself, you're getting rid of toxic things, toxic habits, and it's a process, it's a lifestyle change. So it's everything is encompassed of physical health, being active, mentally stable, getting around positive people and doing things that make you happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that. You speak of, like she said, mental health, emotional health as well, because I too use it as a way to grieve, a way to outlet. I think we all experience like hard times during our life, and those tend to be the things that knock us off course. Like We're going about starting a program and getting fit and in shape. We got this vision of ourselves, and then life happens, and then we don't see the fitness or focusing on what you're putting in your bodies as a way to support you going through that process as well. And then, what I've been learning as of late is just the compassion, that self-love component to go along with it, because that plays a lot, and especially for us women, that plays a lot into our overall confidence and how we feel about ourselves. And that emotional health in general, like if you're not treating your body right, like I think it starts there. And then when we're not doing things perfectly, we tend to take ourselves out of it. So I really think, health starts not with like, all right, I want to remove this weight. Like, I really think it starts with the mindset to say, like, I'm in it for the long haul because I want to be healthy.
Yep.
I read a quote yesterday, and it was saying, like, people would die for their kids, but they're not living for their kids. Like, they're not living a healthy lifestyle like parents would. And so I really think, before any type of program works, like, you need to get everything on the end together. Or simultaneously, if that works for you, so all the things that Iyabo said, and just the discipline of everything, I believe inside of your spiritual health comes like the discipline to really deny the things that don't serve you, you know?
Yep.
Right.
Practice in some sort, being grateful for the things you can eat, the things you can do, the ability of your body, like, you know, in those spaces, everything else tends to fall into place, right? So, yeah, those are overall, you know, physical health, but it really starts with that. It does.
Awesome. Go ahead, G.
That's something that I need to work on. That inside, because it's hard.
And we ain't kids no more. Listen, we got
right.
It's like after high school. High school was cool. I feel like everybody had fun at high school.
Right.
College, I'm like, why am I failing the class every semester? Like, I was good at high school, and then it just
it was fun. But it is a lot. It's very difficult to get that emotional track into play. And I know that's difficult for me because, like you all said, life just takes over, and you're trying to find time. So like right now with when I have breaks, I try to find time to go and do a couple of I have me a jump rope. Rashawn laughing at my jump rope, but I go and
if she hits somebody with that jump rope, they're going to die.
It's an actual rope. It's heavy. It's the old school one.
That's actually a good thing. The weighted rope.
Man,
it's an old school one. It's good though.
That thing, you gotta jump slow with that jump rope.
Right? Because you going. Yeah, you gonna cause pain. So I started using a jump rope, and then my husband and I have a membership to what is it, LA Fitness. So we try to go while the kids are in class and do what we have to do. But it's hard because I know by the end of the day, I'm like, ugh, I don't feel like
exhausted.
Yeah.
And some people like working out morning or when they get a break or nighttime. So, and sometimes in the morning, like I used to not be a morning person. Don't talk to me. You can't catch me doing nothing but getting ready for work, going to work. And then, okay, I settled down around 11 o'clock, you know, and it's lunchtime. I'm like happy again. So, but then you have other people that I have to work out in the morning to get just my mind right, clear, and get that energy going. But yeah, I mean, life is going to happen 24/7. We're all 30 plus years old, and life has happened every single month, probably for the last 20 some years of our lives that we can like recall. But the quicker you realize that, you know, be in your little funk for a little bit and then get out, like, okay, cool. I know I said I was going to go to the gym. I know this person got on my nerves. I know I got a bad grade. I know my boss got on my nerves. The dog messed up the carpet, but let me at least go do 20 minutes, or even let me just go for a walk, clear my mind. And then you can regroup, like, okay, cool. And then also have a support system. G, you got Rayshawn, Ali, we got the community. So if you don't even have accountability for yourself, no problem. But do you have accountability partner who you can be like, I don't feel like doing crap today. What you doing, girl? Okay, let's get up and do it. So that helps too. And me, I'm lazy in the morning, so I'll call my friend like, okay, I'll text him like, hey, just call me in the morning at 6 o'clock, and I'm gonna wake up and go do something. I can set an alarm, but I'll probably turn my alarm off. But if somebody calls me, I'm like, okay, I'm up. I'm gonna go work out. So that also helps having an accountability partner too, to get you like, you know, back on track.
That might work better because I'm like you. I set my alarm, but at 6 o'clock because my day starts early. So I have to be in front of the computer at 7:45, and I turn my alarm off at 6 o'clock. But instead of me getting out of bed, I turn on the news because I'm like, oh. But you're right. When I get up and I do something, I'm so rejuvenated, and my day goes so much better. Yeah. It's just getting that energy to be like, okay, let me get out of bed, because I know as soon as 6:30 hits, I got to get everybody else up. I get breakfast ready, make sure everybody's ready to, you know, maneuver around the day. Yeah. So, I'm working on it.
5-second rule.
Oh yeah.
So
what with food?
No.
We judge the food on the floor.
5 seconds, you already got the germ, so like.
I know about that one.
That rule, it still works too, but this rule is like the moment, like you count like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's almost like a rocket ship, like blast. Like, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get up, because what's happening when you're laying there? You're talking to yourself. Like,
yep.
Saying, oh, I got about 15 more minutes.
Hit the snooze.
Yep.
Because, you know, last night was a little rough. Like, we go into those conversations. And so what the 5-second rule does, it breaks up that conversation. One, it gets you back focused on, okay, no, this is my intention for this morning. I got to get up. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just get up.
Okay.
Right? Get up and go grab some water and drink it. Like, that will get your body in a certain response, or your brain in a certain response to be like, all right, it's time to do something.
Right.
And always also know what you're going to do, and have your clothes, like, set yourself up for success. Like, have your clothes ready. You know the workout that you're going to do, because the moment you sit there and try to scroll and try to find a workout, up on Instagram in the
no one doing no more.
Right. Well, see, and that's the funny thing about me. I don't have, in all honesty, I don't have anybody to call, because I know Rayshawn's not up that early, but my clothes are already laid out on my chair. Girl,
We up at 6.
Oh yeah, but
My household,
call me, girl, call me.
my household is up at 6 a.m., including my 1-year-old.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes
Y'all
she's
don't
up
call
at
me though.
5.
No, listen, my alarm goes off at 8. The military calls me at 8:05, and then I get up about 8:45 to start work at 9.
See, and that's so my clothes are laid out. I already know what I'm going to do. I usually my son has a Switch, and I downloaded Fit Boxing on the Switch.
Okay.
So I'll do that usually in the morning. I'll tell my son, okay, go ahead and plug up the Switch,
get it ready,
put it in the living room. Let's get it ready. So when I go out, all I got to do is just turn it on, because I only have a limited amount of time.
Right.
I got enough time to get dressed, work out, and then get everybody else together. So I'm already ready. It's just that, so I might have to try that countdown thing, because otherwise I
remember I would sit on the edge of my bed like,
Yep.
All right, let's get up. But if I hit that, I know my Sprint phone. I can hit snooze and give me 10 minutes.
I just need
Next to know is an hour.
Time is gone by.
I was going to add with physical health is sleep. And that's one thing that, you know, like I said, we get up early, but my household goes to bed late. So like, you know, we put the school age one to bed by 9:30, but that 1-year-old is still up. She's high energy. She's good to go to 11, maybe 12. And that's just depends on how she feels. So of course we're up. We sometimes, you know, Dia just go to sleep and leave me with her. But, you know, but then I'm getting up to get her prepared for school. In school, she has to be online at 8:10. But for me, mentally, I have to get myself up first. I need to have showered, got dressed, figured out what my day is encompassing of, you know, make sure breakfast is ready and all of that good stuff before I can even get her together. Right. And for me, I think so far, definitely with COVID, when COVID started, we kind of were forced to figure it out at home. We just started like building our own, you know, workout area at home and buying stuff. So we're still, you know, buying stuff and making, you know, turning the garage into a whole freaking gym at this point. But it's getting up for me. It does take forever. Because I'll hit the alarm, and then in my mind I'm like, all right, you could get 30 more minutes if you hurry up and heat her food up while she doing this. Like I'm talking to myself, but I already know that I put on workout gear all day. Like that's comfortable for me. Put on the leggings and a workout shirt, and I'm good. That's my day. But it also I've kind of like trained my mind to do that, because before I'm like, I don't feel like changing my clothes. I got to be squeezing into something. I don't feel like it. I got to change my whole outfit. I don't feel like all of that. So I'm like, well, put the clothes on and you ain't got to worry about changing now. And then having that accountability partner, Iyabo and G definitely know my husband is not playing. Like we've gotten better, but I would definitely say like physical health, because of, you know, family history of sicknesses and illnesses and things like that. His mindset is you know, I'm not focused on you necessarily losing weight. That's a personal thing for you. You have to personally want to do that. But but you have to be healthy. So you got to figure out, you know, what you want to do. And for me, like, it took a minute. We, you know, first couple of years of marriage, we was about to sign some papers away. But, you know, it was me coming to the realization that it's not even that serious. Like, he just wants me to work out 2 days a week. Like, I got to get a man something. He's saying 2 days a week ain't hard. And I think at that point, once I caught on to it, it was like, all right. Then I started with the Herbalife stuff. And it worked for me after Kenzie. After Morgan, I got lazy. I ain't even going to lie. That Morgan is stressing me out. But, you know, and it's man, Morgan she's a whole different breed of a child.
Leave my Momo alone.
I just have to pray. Like, and honestly, like, having that, you know, going back to that mental and emotional, it does help. Like, especially, like, the kids are driving me crazy. And he's like, he bought us bikes. We just recently got the bikes. And he's like, just ride your bike. And like, me and Kenzie would go out, me and the oldest daughter would go out and ride our bikes. And it's like, dang, this actually it hurts. My thighs are sore, but it feels good at the same time.
It's relaxing too. It's relaxing.
It is. Yeah. It is. It really is. And it's, you know, even as a 6-year-old, she's an accountability partner, because she'll be like, Mommy, you didn't work out this week. I'm like, or like, they'll have lunch and she's like, you can't have none of those tater tots. I know you love them, but you said you're not trying to have. I'm like, mind your business. And she'll actually go tell.
Yep. They remember.
I'm telling you, yes. And she'll tell on me. Dad, Mommy had two pieces of turkey bacon. You told her to have one. She didn't eat her egg, and she had no fruit. I'm like, whoa, hold it. But it's still, you know, can't fuss at them, because.
But then you're training up a child to be accountable, right? Yeah. Without you having to say, they're watching you. So even when we were younger, we didn't have that much bad food. Now, so we had African food, of course. We like rice and the beef and the chicken and stuff. But going like out to eat, we did that. But it was 4 kids, and then when my oldest brother came in, it was 5 of us. So it's like, we'll just have a home cooked meal. But when we went out, it was like every once in a while we might get McDonald's. Every once in a while we might get some Shakey's pizza or some Chinese food. But it's like, in every household is different, because some they don't like, you know, cooking. So it's like the kids, oh, it's cool to have McDonald's anytime I want, or fast food anytime I want. So as they're seeing you being accountable for what you're putting in your body, being active, doing sports, riding bikes, then they get the mindset of, oh, this is fun. I'm doing something that I like. It makes my parents happy. So as I grow up, I'm gonna do things that, you know, make me happy, or I'm going to remember, like, oh, it's good to be active and stuff like that. So it starts, you know, at home too. And that's good that kids, you can always get them to work out with you, or, hey, you know, stretch with me, or, you know, let's do some jumping jacks. Kids love that stuff.
Oh yeah. And I love the quote that Alee used also, when you said you'll die for your kids, but you're not living for them. And that's something that, you know, my siblings and we talk to my mom about a lot. And actually, one of my siblings, my brother, he gets excited. I'll use that word. When it comes to, he gets pissed. My mom, of course, she loves to cook, but nothing is healthy. And she has health issues where they're like, you have to change your diet. You have to stop smoking cigarettes. You know, you have to stop doing these things in order to remain here on earth for as long as, you know, God will allow you. But you have to make those lifestyle changes. And of course, with a lot of older people, they have the mentality that, you know, it is what it is. This is how I was raised, you know, the whole.
We all gotta die sometime. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna enjoy it. Yep.
And so she'll post like her food on Facebook and stuff. And my brother would like have a whole fit. And she'll have like her packs of cigarettes, and he'll take them, and then they're in an argument and all of this stuff. And it's like, you want to be here for your grandkids and things like that, but you don't want to do it now. Like, when are you going to be here in the grave? Like, when does it change?
Right.
And it's even gotten to like, okay, let's just walk. Like, let's start slow. Let's just walk. You got several parks. You're in PG County. You can't say you don't have nowhere to walk to. You could walk on 495 and you'll still be okay.
Wow.
She can. I've seen people on 495. But I mean, I don't know. It's that mindset. It's the change that has to happen personally with the person. I think also it doesn't help if others are kind of like pushing you to do it because someone else is telling you. And that's, that's one thing I had to learn. It's like, I'm not going to work out for my husband. Well, I need to do it for myself, but it's taking for me to realize that it has to be for me and not, I mean, for both of us, but really for me.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's just like, people wake up one day and people contact me all the time. I've been health coaching around my full-time job for like 8 years now. It'll be actually 8 years on the 25th of this month. And you have one set of people, okay, I look at myself in the mirror, I don't like what I see, I'm getting tired now. I can't do things like I normally do. I can't run around my kids, I'm sleeping more, I need change. Then you have the ones like me, the doctor, I wasn't super big, but my doctor was like, you have high blood pressure. And I know it runs in family, African-American community, heart health issues, cholesterol, all that stuff. So it's like, I'm 28, I'm an athlete, so why do I have this? So sometimes they don't listen to their doctor, of course, they're set in their ways. And it's hard, but a lot of times people will not listen to the person who's closest to you. They listen to somebody else. So, sometimes it does help, like an outside party. Sometimes it does help, like, doing a wellness evaluation, or sometimes it helps like, okay, mom, can we just, for this week, not have X, Y, and Z? Can we just do this? I know, you want to hang out with your grandkids, blah, blah, blah. Don't you want to have more energy to hang around? And don't you want to, go walking with them, or to take, Mackenzie walking or whatever. So, I don't know. It's sometimes personal, and sometimes it takes outside influence. And sometimes, like, listen, I hear you, but I just don't feel like it. Some people just don't want to, even though they know it'll help them, they just like, I don't feel like putting the effort to do it, because I'm comfortable, even if I might have some health scares here and there, I'm still comfortable where, I'm just going to still enjoy life,
Yeah. And it's always easier to be fat than it is to be skinny.
It sure is.
It's easier to gain weight than lose it. So it's like,
yes, it is. And it's harder to switch it back too.
I think habits, like, I think our choices over time create our habits. Like, at the end of the day, like, they've been doing it for the longest. Them even thinking about, okay, change what? Like y'all said, some people just ready to be like, all right, I'm doing everything different.
Right.
We try to force or like bring, some light to, or they're just like in a habit of the things that they do. Like, we habitually wake up and go brush our teeth and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, people say they can't be consistent, and it's like you consistently wake up, brush your teeth, get in the shower, drive to work. So you can be consistent.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Those habits, like,
a
habit. Trust me, I'm not a morning person. I don't know how y'all get up at 6. It's all like just created habit, So you got to start. Well, what I've learned for habits is more like small changes, like you were saying with your mom, like, just go for a walk, like just 15 minutes. Maybe next week you try 30, and figuring out what is actually their motivation.
Yeah.
When we assume another's motivation, that's where we lose. Yeah. Like, it force like them to change, but when we like find out, okay, well, what is really going to motivate this person? What intrinsically will keep them going? Oh, you realize that you can cook your spaghetti with zucchini noodles. All right, cool. You just wanted spaghetti. Got it. We can change that, but it's really kind of figuring out what is motivating them. I mean, as sad as it may sound, people may not want to stay around. Like,
yeah.
You just got to figure out why, and then kind of harp on that issue. Like, okay, well, why? Does that make any sense? And then lead them to the path of exercise and health and stuff like that. Get them there. So, but yeah, it starts with those little small changes. Right. Even with Herbalife, like, that's kind of how we get into the habit of using it. We start with a shake. Like, we start with our breakfast. We start with something that tastes good. Like, if we just threw like everything out, we wouldn't have been successful with that. They do it in bodybuilding, but it's full-time job, like trying to meal prep every meal. No, so but don't taste good because you can't really season it like that. Like, you're not supposed to do that. But, you know, you give somebody a good tasting shake and you're like, yo, just drink this for breakfast. Then it starts like, okay, I can drink this for dinner. Cool. Then it starts like, what healthy snacks can I have?
Right.
It's just that type of process I even see with some of my clients, but that might even help your mom too.
Right.
Yeah.
She like rice cakes and she like peanut butter. Okay, cool. Don't do the chips or don't do the, I don't know too many bad snacks now because I used to eat Doritos. They were so good. But I'm like, I know that's a healthy snack, you know, so it's just switching stuff up. Get baked chips. I like cashews. I like pistachios. So it's like, okay, get the chili pistachios and drink water with it. So
Which are amazing.
Like, yes.
Or Gina can keep making her kale chips.
Kale chips are good. I've made those before. Bomb.com.
They are.
Gina
I'm going to have
makes
to try my air. But yeah, so it's healthy alternatives. Like I tell people, I'm not saying you can never, because I drink, I eat candy, whatever. But it's like, I do more of the good eating now than what I did before. Or, you know, brunches, turning up. And I feel like now COVID, when the world's opened back up, I started seeing all the lines long again in the fast. I was like, I know hopefully you guys were cooking while this close up and trying to learn new habits, which I feel like people actually spend more, trying to cook more, trying to, you know, develop healthy habits. But then it's like, oh, the world is opening up. Let me go back to buying food, you know, eating out every day. And then for me, who used to buy food sometimes 6 times a week, twice a day, sometimes at work, I was spending like $600 on food. And I had high blood pressure, and I had a house, and I was going grocery shopping. So I was like, I can cut back on eating out some and cook more, you know? So it's just taking it day by day. Okay, I'm not going to eat out 4 times a week. Let me do 3. Okay, let me do 2. Okay, let me start bringing my snacks so I won't have, like, look at my lunch bag and I don't have anything to eat but lunch. And I'm like hungry. So then you go grab something from the vending machine. So it's a daily habit. But like Ali said, maybe one thing, okay, can you go walking 2 times a week just for me? You know, it's going to help your mood. And then, you know, or can you not cook, like you said, regular pasta, maybe do zucchini noodles or whole wheat pasta, or instead of frying it, you have an air fryer. The air fryer does the same thing. So, you know, things like that.
Air fryer is life right there. It is life. But no, she's right. Like, it was something you said, Iyabo. I forgot it, but it might come back. Yeah, it might come back.
So what would y'all suggest to someone that is...
we can't hear you, Rayshawn.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I was going to give a healthy alternative. Like, I love specifically fruit snacks. And fruit is nature's fruit snacks. Like, if you want something sweet, don't overdo it because you can't go overboard with the sugar.
Yeah.
But like for me to fix those sweet cravings, I gravitate to fruit, strawberries, pineapples. Be careful with pineapples though.
Yeah, high sugar.
They're good though.
I have a fruit list I give my clients. It has low sugar fruit, medium sugar fruit, high sugar fruit. And when I used to think I was eating healthy and making my fruit smoothies with pineapple juice, I used to put pineapple, strawberries, pineapple juice, a little bit of water. I'm like, ooh, this is good, but it's a whole lot of sugar. So, but like you said, fruit, you know, you can go overboard, but fruit and nuts, or you know, package it in like Ziploc bags or something if you're leaving the house, so you can have some snack with you, you know, in your purse. But you had broke out, Rayshawn. We didn't hear you. I think you might ask a question.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like moving around the screens. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I don't know. Zoom was acting weird today. So, what would you suggest? What would y'all suggest to a person who is, I guess, just starting out? So, like someone that's just deciding, okay, I need to get my shit together, pretty much, and they want to start. They've never changed their lifestyle. They don't work out, none of that type of stuff. Like, what would your suggestion be to that person that's just starting out? Like, how to start out? What is that ideal balance of exercise for a person who's never worked out before? I argue with my husband. Well, we now work out quite often now, but we go back and forth because I'm like, it's not abs day, but you got abs. He's like, you are on a weight loss journey. You are doing a full cycle of workouts.
Right.
You don't get ab day because you don't have no abs yet. I'm like, whoa, buddy.
Wow.
Oh, he goes.
Trust me, Daryl was like this in high school. So
He goes
Wow.
all the way in. Like if I didn't have thick skin, I would probably cry. But like, that's how he is. His type of being an accountability partner or motivating you is that tough love. And he's like, I have to be that way with you because you'll fight me. Like, you'll go back and forth, you'll walk away. And you know, I will. I'm like, F this. I ain't got to do it. He's like, okay, that's your body. And then I go in the house, he's like, you better not touch them damn cheeses, though. That's what I do. I'm like,
Jesus are good, man.
But yeah, he definitely, he's one, you know, he's good when he wants to be. But so what would you suggest to that person that let me get it together?
I would suggest similar to what we were saying about habits, like starting small. Like, don't go hard at this new program every day working out. Just throw all the food away that's bad and start eating clean. That will not last you. That will not last you at all. Your body will be sore by the end of the week, so you probably won't want to work out next week. So you want to start, you know.
By the end of the week, my body's sore the next day.
Boss be like,
You want to have a committed workout time. I think when we're starting something new, like when we don't put it in a calendar, like I'm gonna work out at this time, it tends to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work out after this or after this. I'm gonna you keep pushing it back.
right.
That's one thing. I recommend 3 days a week, full body. You know, like your husband was kind of right, you know. He was right.
Wait a minute, don't let him hear you say that.
I don't know if he's close, but he was right. You do want to just focus on full body movements because you are like awakening your body, trying to get it in motion, and just getting acclimated before you start going into like certain body parts. Because one thing is going to keep you motivated in the beginning is the results that you see early on. And if you're just focusing on like bicep day, that ain't really about to, you know,
Pop.
feel any good looking in the mirror like, yes, they're growing. Like, no. So yeah, those are my 2 cents other than the ones that we mentioned with the food, just starting small. But that's what I would recommend. And accountability, like we've been talking about this whole call. Right. Like you really want somebody in your corner as a beginner, like to bounce questions off to, you know, like to know like you're reassured every moment that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think, Iyabo, you mentioned this earlier, like community is big. Like they say you're the average of the 5 people you hang around, but if the 5 people you hang around sitting on the couch, Netflixing it up,
You can be number 5 children.
right, you're gonna have pizza and wings. So not like cut people off or anything like that, but put yourself in the space around people who have goals that are similar too.
Yeah, right. And I would say it's progress, right, over perfection. I have this on a shirt that I'm about for somebody. But if you can't do 60 jumping jacks the first day, that's okay. Start with 10, next week 20, you know. So it's having realistic expectations. You know, push-ups disgust me. I hate them. But I know, okay, I did 5. Okay, I did 10. And then the other day I did 50. I was like, oh, even though they were on my knees, I did them. I was like, oh, shit. But, you know, it's, and even, you know, I've been working out forever, but I still hate push-ups. So it's like, it's being realistic. You're not going to be a success overnight, you know. And I tell my clients, you didn't put on the 50 pounds overnight. So give yourself realistic expectations. Let's set a goal, 2 to 5 pounds a month. But you're working on a lifestyle change. So even if the scale doesn't move, in your mind, oh, I did work out 3 times a week. Check. I did cook and prep some snacks. Check. I didn't buy the chips. I bought the baked or whatever, or I bought the fish instead of this, you know, pork or whatever. So you're making small changes. And like you said, don't go and throw away everything. I tell my clients, I'm not saying you can't ever have whatever you want, but let's get on a good path. And then if you want to have a reward meal after a week or 2, that's perfect. Or if you want to go out, date night, whatever, is perfect. You're not going to get the loaded baked potato. You're going to get probably sweet potato or double veggies instead of, you know, the mashed potatoes and something else. So it's make a little change. But if you want to have a baked potato one day, cool, have it. Or if you want to have chips one day, cool. But it's not, now you're more conscious of, let me not go grab the whole half bag. Let me put a little portion out in a bowl, and then, okay, let me work on this, because I can eat a whole bag of Skinny Pop popcorn, like, and be fine, you know.
That's
so
good.
Not a whole bag.
Depends on the flavor.
So
like it's salty.
Portions,
salty.
Portions. You know, everything is not going to be bad for you. Just it's moderation, you know. And it's like she said, if you go and throw away everything that you really, really like, you're gonna be like, man, I'm going to the store and go buy some, because I know I have access to it, and let me go buy it down the street. But it's like, if you keep some of the stuff, or just have, you know, a balance and have a discipline. Like, okay, I used to eat popcorn 6 days a week. Okay, let me break it down to 4, 3, 2. Okay, let me have it every once in a while, or, you know, and let me make sure I am eating healthy snacks, or I do have like the healthy salad or whatever. Okay, let me switch my dressing. Let me not get the cream dressings anymore. Let me do the balsamic. So it's those little habits right there. Then you're gonna see, oh, I'm taking in less salt, taking in less sugar. Oh, I'm seeing results. So we tell people, take your picture. You know, the scale, that little bastard upstairs, I don't even like them, you know. But now you start feeling healthier, and you start like, oh, wow, I feel better. Oh, I'm waking up earlier. Oh, I didn't sleep in every day of the week. I got up, you know, four out of those 7 days one time, and I got a little workout in. So now you're like, okay, I look in the mirror and I'm like, wow, my gut's getting smaller. Oh, my arms are getting a little bit more toned. So it's little tiny things like that. You watching TV, you got your weights, you're doing whatever, you know, you're doing the jump rope in the 15-minute break time span, time frame. So it's those little things that are definitely going to pay off. But just have realistic goals when you're starting off. Like she said, 3 days a week, you know, one day is not going to cut it. But if you're walking a couple of miles, even 2 days a week, if you're walking like 5-6 miles, but realistically break it in 3 days, you know, 30-minute workout or so, and boom, you're done with it.
Yeah. And really rely on the nutrition. Like, I think when we start like, oh, I got to get on this regimen, I got to, you know, have goals, we think about how can we fit in workouts. But we got like 2 jobs, 5, but we're going to eat every day regardless. So it's like when you focus on the nutrition, which has the biggest impact on how you're going to get your results, when you focus on creating a habit with that and being mindful of your eating with that, like that's a game changer versus trying to fit in like 5 workouts for the week. And, you know, you got all things on your plate. You don't have time. So then that will discourage you if you fit, like she was saying, if you can't fulfill on that goal that you wanted of 5 workouts a week. But if you feel like, yo, I chose sweet potatoes over chips today, boom. You know, if you fulfill on those things, then you'll feel better about yourself, feel better about the process. And it was something else you mentioned. Shoot, I lost my train of thought again.
You know, I talk fast.
But it's really what she honed in on a lot was like celebrating your wins. Like you got to create some wins for yourself, you know. And I will recommend like create some wins in the beginning. Like if I do these things every day, that's a successful day, and make them small. Sometimes set like major goals, like, you know, like she said, I'm running a mile every day. That's
if it's raining, snowing, are you really going to do that every day? No.
You said I did 10 push-ups today, and I can do that every day. You checking that off your list is going to make you feel amazing, you know? So those small things play into it, and then celebrate it, like reward yourself. Me personally, as a coach, I'd be like 2 weeks, you cannot eat anything off of your plan. But some coaches are different, but the plan is still lenient. It's not like you're deprived of like
eating 2 almonds and extra snack. No.
From this list of foods, you know, eat as much as you want, but you know, stay within these portion sizes or whatever. But you get to choose, and I think when people have choices, they feel more empowered too. Like, cool, I can get creative and do all that. Versus like, no, just everything on this meal plan, 4 ounces of this, and you get like, yo, depressed. So, so yeah, that's one thing I wanted to piggyback off of what she said.
I was gonna add staying hydrated.
Hydrated?
Yeah.
Water, yeah.
That's the same
Water.
Out of food. Like a lot of people get bloated if they try to drink a gallon a day, which most people are saying to do. But they're saying like drink your body weight.
That's what I was going to ask.
Or something like that might be. Yeah, your body weight in ounces. Yeah.
So I heard it was half your, whatever your body weight is half of that.
Yeah, in ounces, right?
Yeah.
Let me look up.
So if I weigh 100 pounds, which I don't, but if I weigh 100 pounds, then I'm drinking 50 ounces of water
per day,
and that's minimum. Like that's your benchmark. Like
Yeah.
you want to get there. If you drink more than that, it's fine. But that's your goal you want to get to, that you do every day.
Yeah, it's half. It's half. Yeah.
See, it's hard. I think a lot of things are harder now that we're at home, working at home from COVID. Because when I was at work, of course, I was more active because I was always walking around. I was walking up the stairs. I was walking to the copier. I was walking.
Right.
So of course, I got my the Samsung fitness watch that keeps track of my steps. And for the first, I must say 2 months, it was hella depressing knowing that I went from like 11,000 steps to like 2,000, or even if I worked out, depending on workout, it would be like 6,000. But I'm like, man, I ain't doing nothing. It's discouraging. So, and then drinking the water too was hard because at work I was always drinking my water. I would
Had
a gallon. Yeah. Now I'm sitting here like, I don't even feel like getting up to get the water.
But see, and it's crazy because now I feel like at work is like I used to keep using the bathroom, but now I'm like I literally have fill up water bottles and stuff like that. I put either some lemon in there or some mango aloe. I be guzzling the water now, so because it's like, oh, I can use the bathroom right here, So
right.
But even at work, the bathroom was around the corner, but I'm like, I gotta get up again, but but it bad gym, So it's just even like, okay, I'm gonna drink 2 cups of water today, because I heard about the body weight thing, but I never really paid attention. And then of course the gallon, I said, hey, try to get a gallon. I said, I personally don't get a gallon. I probably have before, but now I'm like, listen, as long as you're drinking a whole lot of water, because I probably buy juice 2 times every quarter. I drink water and aloe like 24/7. That helps with your digestion, less sugar is less weight on your body too. So just get it in. I don't like plain water, so I have enhancers in it. But yeah, people can even switch out soda and juice, which has over 30 grams of sugar in it, for water. You don't even have to work out. You'll start seeing results. I guarantee you, just by eliminating all that sugar, from your diet.
A way to, I guess, start drinking a lot of water, I find if I have a straw for some reason.
I got the shake straw.
Maybe it's the like turning of the bottle, turning the cap, and going like, I gotta use my hands, right, if I'm doing work. But if I got a bottle and a straw, I'm like typing, still doing work, swiping up on Instagram. It's a straw that helps. And then find out, do you drink more water if it's super cold or like room temperature?
I like my water cold. I don't. If I have to drink at room temperature, I will, because I do try to get my water, because that's the only thing I really drink.
Yeah.
I don't fool with juices much. I will have some but it's not like I'm gonna drink a whole cup.
Yeah.
I might drink a few sips and then I'm good. I don't do so, like, it literally has to be, I'm like Iyabo as far as juice, sodas with her juice.
If it has some vodka and I'm drinking it, but
Oh yeah, that don't count.
Or wine, but yeah, I don't. When I don't buy it, I don't miss it.
Yeah.
So if I don't buy it, it's out of sight, out of mind.
So yeah, I drink water. All I drink is water, but it's just enough.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not drinking water, then I'm really not drinking anything. So I might, throughout the day, I might have maybe 2 or 3 bottles, of water. Sometimes it's a 16, but I usually try to buy the essential waters at 33 ounces.
Okay.
So I try to finish those. But for the most part, because
how many days? Not days. How many times a week? How many times a day do you eat?
Now, I may eat twice, maybe, because I know I'm supposed to eat, but I'm that type of person. Well, not I'm that type of person when
Not moving as much either, so you're probably not
right.
conscious of it. Yeah.
Right. So when I'm sitting in the house, I'm sitting on the computer most of the time. I'm like, oh shoot, I haven't eaten. And I don't like to eat really late. Like right now I haven't had dinner, and more than likely I'm not going to eat because it's late. And I'm gonna go to bed hungry. I might have some pecans or something, but other than that, I don't fool with because I know I'm heavy, so I don't want to add anything to it.
But see, sometimes the misconception is not eating. So you can keep on the weight without eating. You can keep on the weight with eating. So it's just like pecans are a healthy protein snack, nuts and stuff like that. So if it's 8 and you have 2 handfuls of pecans, that's healthy for you. Because your body, you remember we all burn a certain amount of calories 24 hours a day, depending on our height, weight. When we sleep, we get into the, rest and metabolic rate, or our calories are slowing down. But even though you're not active, I try not to eat till like 11:30. So when I cut off that 7:30 time, I'm like, when 11:30 hits, it's on. And I typically do a shake or make a waffle, do some egg whites, or today I did oatmeal. But you can still have, like, pecans are a healthy snack, so it's not bad. Like if it was chips or carbs, okay, don't eat it. But if it's 8:30, you don't want to eat anything heavy. I'll do a shake if I go for a run or whatever, or I might do some pistachios or some cashews or something like that, because it's a protein that helps with the fat, and it's not bad for you.
Yeah, it's more like she was saying, like you want to make sure you're eating regardless, because there's no, like, even though people do like intermittent fasting and they create like their own cutoff time, or they like don't eat after 8, it really has no scientific backing that if you eat late, you're going to gain weight, because your body automatically burns a certain amount of calories if you just sit there all day, right? So if you're not even reaching that, then there's no way you're going to gain weight from not eating or eating after 8. What you're going to gain weight from is the starvation portion of it, like how your body just holds it onto it because your metabolism slows down because you're not eating.
Okay.
And so you want to, even though, you've kind of fallen off like the eating frequently and you're just at, 1 to 2 meals or whatever, the more in the habit or the mindset you get with like, okay, I can eat after a certain time. It could be something like the more your metabolism, your body's understanding like, okay, I can have food and I can burn off food because I have, because your body has to work to burn calories, to digest food, which burns calories. And so, especially protein, which is why they say for weight loss, you want to eat protein because your body has to work a lot harder to break down protein. So you expend a lot more energy with that. So even if it's like late at night, something to go towards is something with protein in it, like I was saying. But the reason that I asked about how many meals you eat a day is because I was trying to strategize and give you, like, you can drink water. Think about drinking water every time you eat. Or like I was saying, when you wake up, you can drink 16 ounces of water. That will wake you up, right? Before you go to sleep, drink the water again. So it's like these little these cues that you think about, let me drink water. And you kind of just mentally create those, or you can write them down, it's up to you. But you mentally,
or reminders on your phone.
Or to be like, okay, it's time to drink water, or let me have some water with this. And I had a client who she thrived off of this. She got those 8-ounce water things.
Small one.
She was motivated because she liked to complete things. So every time she like drank the water and she emptied the 8 ounces, she was like, yes, got that one. Like, so it kind of encouraged her to like drink more. So that's another way it might work for you too. But yeah, don't be afraid to eat at night if you know you haven't eaten throughout the whole day. Yeah. Just go towards the protein.
And that was my question was about protein, and you answered it, is that, like, is protein the most important aspect of diet if you're trying to lose weight, and you did answer that part.
Because protein is like the building blocks of muscles. Like it has all your amino acids that actually help you build, repair the muscles. When you break down your muscles in the gym, protein actually helps to rebuild and repair those muscles so that you can grow. That's why they got post-workout shakes that actually take this 30 minutes after your workout. I'm still trying to find out if that's true or not, but do it anyway. But yeah, so even if you're trying to gain or for performance purposes too, protein is key. But go ahead.
Let me keep you full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what about juicing? Like, there's this place out in the area where I live, and they have all these different kinds of juicing. And I know, Iyabo, you have a shop as well. Yeah, so you have the juicing, and then
you mean the nutrition, the healthy cafe we have?
Right, but yours has juices too, right? I thought I had juices.
We just do the meal replacement shakes.
But
also, we do tea. We do the
yeah. She's talking about the tea.
Yeah,
that's the tea. It's just the different flavors.
Yeah, different flavors, and you can get the collagen or the fiber in it. So yeah, but I was going to say with juicing, instead of like, and I tell people, because some people like the Smoothie Kings, the blah blahs, but you can do things at home. But remember, it's fruit, and then you need your proteins, your vitamins. So it's like, when I thought I was eating healthy, I was because I like pineapples, I like fruit. So I was like, oh, pineapples, strawberries, all these high sugar fruits, and then juice. I just added juice to it. But I have an actual juicer. Because I saw my brother had one. I said, well, give me one, because I'm moving, so he got me one. But what I do is I put apple, celery, cucumber, ginger. So I might just drink that just to get like a little green, healthy juice in. So you doing that at home with the juicer, or honestly blend it, with some water if you want to juice. But that's not necessarily a snack unless you put some protein in it. So I might take my Herbalife protein and put some of that vanilla protein in it, and I'm like, oh, I'm good to go. And I know I used to make smoothies for my mom with blueberries, strawberries, vanilla protein, and spinach. And you can't even taste the spinach, and it tastes good. So you can have that as a snack. So yeah, just making sure you know what you're putting in your body, because juicing is cool, but then when you go to a shop, it's like you just spend money where you can make it at home for cheaper. So it's just a balance, and know what you're putting in your body, and know if it's actually benefiting you or just keeping you full for a little bit because it tastes good, but it's not that much of a nutritional value that is worth, keep getting. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you have a specific question about juicing, or that it was?
No, it's just because, like I said, when it's a place out in Waldorf, we go work out in Waldorf, and we'll stop and we'll get it's a juice bar, and the guy with the cold presses the juices and stuff, and I'm just checking to see, because the juices that he has a nice little selection, and the ones I get are all fruit, only because the ones that are not all fruit have celery in it, and the celery is so overpowering. I'm like, I can't do it. Like, it's disgusting. So I what I do is I'll get the fruit juice, but then the juice with all the fruit in it, but then I turn around and I'll go home and I'll eat I'm a beets fan, so I'll eat a little container of pickled beets to try to make it somewhat, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But see, my brother, he juices his beets at home so he gets Pinterest recipes. So he's like, yeah, taste this. Every time I come home, yeah, taste this. I'm like, okay, it's okay. But he's a famous for the beets and his stuff. But you can make it at home. I mean, I don't know the benefits of a cold press as opposed to, something else, but try it at home, if you want to get a juicer. But it's just, you're getting your fruits and vegetables in. But I wouldn't say do all fruit, have a balance of some vegetables in there too.
I would if he makes something that don't have celery in it.
Make it yourself.
I don't have a juicer.
You can
use we use the NutriBullet.
That's a smoothie. She's talking a juice.
Oh, she wants the actual juice.
She wants just the juice. Yeah, I mean, juice. You can come over and use my juicer, but I mean, it is a difference because when I blend it, it's like applesauce, but I still like it, And of course, the juicer is all juice. So I'm like, okay, I can, I have some in the fridge now, but I mean, as long as you get it in, it got a little juice in it,
All you do is strip the fiber from the fruit. So you just get the juice. So nutritional value in it, but like I think it's more beneficial to do a smoothie. Or put the juice in with like she said, protein or something like that, because you do want to curb that sugar spike. Protein kind of, will help curb that sugar spike, and it probably would taste better even with that celery. So like even if you do get his like green drinks, like come home and put it in a smoothie with some vanilla protein or something like that, and it might curb that taste, and then you get your protein at the same time. But I recommend it for, I guess health purposes, but I don't think one's better than the other. But I think most of us in this world right now, we need fiber more so than anything.
Yeah.
So I would keep the fruit whole if you can. But juicing is not bad. By no means. Nutrients, heavy nutrients in those.
But it's like I also teach, or I know for me, I used to spend money at the Smoothie King near the patent office. I'm like, oh, let me get this and add a little enhancer, and then let me get a sandwich from Potbelly's and maybe get a cookie or whatever. Oh, let me go to McDonald's and get something. I mean, not McDonald's, 7-Eleven. It's late, we're working late, so I used to spend so much money, and I was like, wow, I spend like $20 a day.
Wow.
And I just like it's nothing,
She's trying to keep
like, huh?
So you teaching us how to save money,
right?
Yeah, I'm like when I tell you like say like, and it's like even if you have the money, it's like, but what do you put in your body? You can know more what you put in your body when you do the stuff at home. So yeah, but I make smoothies, but now I can put my protein in here, I can put my spinach in here, and this costs $2 as opposed to $6.99 at the little shop. And then I'm fuller too, I feel like I'm fuller, but I feel like the shop is like, I got it. Okay, I'm done with it, but here I can make two servings of in the big old blender and have some for the next day,
I'm the Smoothie King person, but I had
Can't hear you, Rayshon.
What is wrong with me?
Now we hear what's wrong with you.
Right.
Okay. I said I'm that, or was that Smoothie King person. So after we work out, Daryl will always go to the Smoothie King right up the street. And at first I'm like, and I told him, I said, I don't feel full after this. Do that, we always get the one that has the protein in it. I remember Gina's husband was like, make sure you're not getting nothing with pineapples or mangoes in it, has high sugar. If you're going to drink those, at least get something that doesn't have, the pineapples and mangoes. So I started getting a green one that has ginger and some other stuff in it, but it doesn't have pineapples or mangoes or anything like that. And I'm not a banana person. I wasn't worrying about that. But then I'm like, I'm not full, but, and I'm, watching what I'm eating, and for the most part, we're pretty healthy with what we have for dinner and stuff. But my biggest thing is the weekends are trash for me, because it's very easy to get just like, hey, we're not cooking. But it took a minute. I'm like, well, let me see if I stop doing the Smoothie King, if that's what it is that's kind of like causing the fluctuation also with my weight, but in addition to changes of other things. But it is cheaper and it is easier to make them at home, because then I use the vanilla protein, not Herbalife vanilla protein and I feel full. So I'm like, I'm okay for now. Versus Smoothie King, I'm like, I need like some wheat thins or something, some crackers. I gotta have something. And he's like, I don't see why you're still hungry. I'm like, my stomach is growling. So they missed my protein. And then he's like, well, I got extra this and extra that. Well, they charged you for nothing, because we didn't get that.
You just never know if they're really putting that in your, like, you just never
or how much,
like if they're putting that in it, right, and how much. But you pay,
or what kind, honestly, like what kind, if it's not a good quality one, then
So the last question before we get off, is we're at our hour mark at this point, a little past our hour mark. There are so many lifestyle choices is what I call them. So you have the plans rather, the ketos, the I don't know. All I know is so right. So you
Oh yeah.
what if a person is looking to change their lifestyle but need that assistance from a nutrition plan? What would you say as far as using Herbalife versus keto? Because of course I have people on my timeline and people in my DMs and stuff, oh, that I went to school with, oh, you should switch over and do this. I'm like, you don't know me, you can't tell me you can't tell me to switch over. I'm comfortable. I have my Herbalife stuff still in my pantry. I'm using that stuff. So what would you suggest, or what would you tell the listeners as far as Herbalife?
I would just say it works if you work it. I just know when I started my journey of trying to lose weight, when I realized like I'm unhealthy, I'm taking naps at work. I was drinking Slim Fast shakes. I'm like, it's like thinner than chocolate milk. So I'm like, I'm hungry, and it wasn't no food guidance. So remember, if you have to eat something every single day, you don't want to diet, right? You want to make a lifestyle change over time, so it's doable. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm restricting myself from all the stuff. It's you're wrapping your life around. Me, I wrapped it around the Herbalife product. So I knew that, okay, instead of me making regular eggs, I can do a shake. And if I don't want to do a shake, I can make egg whites and veggies now, because my coach Reef told me this is a food guide, snack guide. Anytime you want, get anything off the list, right? You have your breakfast, healthy snacks, lunch, healthy snack, dinner. And if you're hungry again, it can be 10 p.m. Have a healthy protein snack. So over the years, I just realized like this has been working for me. And at least if I can get 1 or 2 shakes a day in, I know I'm doing my healthy protein snacks, right? Or I know I can put a scoop of my protein in my oatmeal. And it was so good this morning. I was like, this is a good breakfast, So you get to, I was like, oh, this is good. But you get to modify things and see what works best for you. Some people, like my sister's a nurse, so I'm like, well, drink your shake when you wake up at 5 p.m. That's your breakfast, right? Have a bag of your nuts or like 2 yogurts in the fridge at work. So now you do have some food with you and stuff like that. So we preach like you're going to eat food. We want you to eat. We don't want you starving. But get those 2 shakes a day, eat whatever you want pretty much. But, from the food guys that we send you. Because you can go to GNC or Vitamin Shop and buy anything off the shelf. But is that person going to hold you accountable? You even have our support group, our client chat, like, hey, post what you're eating. So now I can help you modify it or go through this guide. The person at GNC is never going to give you that. Or, the keto, I think, I heard it works. But now if you don't want to do it, who's going to hold you accountable? Are you answering to anybody? Or can you keep this up for the rest of your life? Whereas I know I'll probably always have my herbal tea because it gets me up, or high protein coffee, the belly fat burner. I know it's been working for me. And then when my skin started clearing up, I said, oh, I'm using the skincare line. So it's like, it's that cellular nutrition, which is the smallest part of your body outward. So you're getting healthy from the inside out, not just dropping water weight with some juicing type of diets. Because I've done the cayenne pepper thing, and I was like, and I'm definitely not drinking no salt water type of thing. So there's some things it's fast stuff out there. We tried. I started drinking no salt. We're like. But yeah, so I just wrap it around with making sure, like when I was losing weight, I did 2 shakes a day, 2 snacks, and a healthy meal. Sometimes 3 snacks if I was still hungry. Now I do 1 or 2 shakes a day. Sometimes I don't eat 2 protein snacks, but it's because I might have a big lunch of the veggies and maybe some red potatoes and some fish or some steak or whatever. So it's like I know how to modify my schedule based on. I modify what I'm eating based on like how my day is looking,
Mm-hmm.
And if you work out, you burn more calories. So then you can have another protein snack or something like that, or a bigger lunch, because you burn even more calories by working out,
Yeah.
Yeah, and she made it super clear, like it's a diet versus a lifestyle. When you think about, okay, these Atkins, these ketos, these whatever versus Herbalife, it's because one's a diet and one's a lifestyle. And Herbalife is not like a magic pill. Like, it's really giving you convenient, simple, great tasting products that you can incorporate throughout your day to become healthier because of what now you're putting in your body. And the way, like, we as health coaches really help our clients with it is like the habits. We just change their habits, because if they're eating 3 meals a day and all we're doing is adding some shakes, that's not really a big deal. You know what I mean? But when you're thinking about a diet, it's always dying off something. So like killing a food group, or don't eat carbs in the keto diet. Like, why not?
You want carbs.
So then carbs
are good. I like carbs.
We all do.
Guy, right? And so now you're scared of carbs, and now your body's like deprived of some nutrients your body actually needs. So whenever like a meal plan is cutting off like a food group, you want to be leery of. It's not sustainable. Your body's going to be deprived in some type of way. So inside of Herbalife, when you look at the shakes, like we always say this, it's like, let's say 2,500 calories of nutritious food condensed into a 200 calorie shake. You're getting all these essential vitamins and nutrients your body needs in that one shake. So it's not killing off any type of food group at all. And then it's so sustainable because you have like 13 different flavors. So it never gets old. You can mix and match the flavors, come up with your own flavors.
Make waffles, pancakes.
Waffle, pancake, donut, like pudding.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, it never gets old. It's just very convenient, and it has everything that your body needs. And you feel good because you've accomplished, you're eating some good eating habits. And like she was saying, the cellular nutrition, like I believe for me, when you have an autoimmune disease, it's like your healthy cells get attacked by unhealthy cells, like foreign invaders or something, which is weird. It's very unexplainable. But when things work at the cellular level, it tends to rejuvenate those cells, which it did for me, which is why my energy improved, which is why I was more regular going to the bathroom when drinking aloe, and it helped me drink more water because, so it kind of like feeds into the healthy habits that you need. So when you stop using Herbalife, I don't know why you would, but let's just say you stop and the only reason you gain it back is because you didn't follow the same habits that you did when you were on it. 5 meals a day, eating every 2.5 to 3 hours, making sure you have your essential nutrients in your body, enough protein. Like, you just stopped doing that. You had to, because there's nothing magical about it. It's just the science is so great inside of the products that they work. You, like she says, when you work them.
And I've gained, my weight has fluctuated during COVID. I'm like, because I was like, I'm even buying popcorn, getting a little pizza from, the shoppers. I just moved in February. We hit COVID in March. So,
can you see my face?
No, but listen, but remember, it's a lifestyle. So guess how I know how to get back to it. So guess what? I got my belly fat burner shots already prepped, right? Good to go. So now I have no excuse why I can't, get back on it. So, like I said, life always happens. So as long as you have a healthy plan to get back onto it, or accountability partners, or you might do a challenge to get the ball running, it's going to work. But, be realistic and don't beat yourself up by having the, cheap meal or missing some days and things of that nature. Like, that's what life is about. It's about ups and downs, ebbs and flows. You're never always going to be up. You're never always going to be down. Sometimes you're going to be stable for a while. So it's just finding, like, don't beat yourself up too bad, but know how to get back on the horse. And okay, I know what to do. Let me just get back and doing it.
And I'll say this one last thing with that. For me, inside of, like, when I started using Herbalife products, I did it just for 30 days to see, like, of course I've done other things to drop weight, get in shape, stuff like that. But I did my own 30-day journey with it, and I did drop 10 pounds of body fat. Like, I had abs all year round. Like, making stage weight was not a problem, but I also used those same products to gain 8 pounds of lean muscle within the last year. So it's like they're very versatile. Like, you know, you use them for health, you use them for weight loss, you use it for weight gain, you use it for performance, you know, so that's also a huge thing with Herbalife as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. I think this has been extremely informative. I had so many other questions, but I think we didn't help so many people and targeted so much that, you know, I don't even need to ask the rest of my questions. But I wanted you to drop your social media handles again, just so that, of course, if anyone has any questions, if they need their personal trainer, like I think I do, that's not my husband, they can reach out.
Don't leave there.
No, I think it's easier when it's somebody else that's not in your household.
Yeah, people tend to listen more.
Oh, yes. But yeah, yes, a whole lot. And we tend to listen to other people. Weirdly.
Right. Yep.
I'm gonna tell. Look, I'm the first one to be like, look, I'm gonna tell you I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have an attitude, and I'm gonna tell you I'm not gonna do it, and I'm gonna cuss at you, but I'm gonna do it,
and I'm gonna still do it. Yep.
Right.
And the whole time, Alee gonna be sitting there like, just do it.
You're gonna do it anyway. So
it's like, I'm not doing this shit no more. I don't want to do it.
Ooh. So when you finish, like, this is what's next.
After you finish, I got some more work for you. But mine is Model Yabs 24, so MODELYABS 24.
And mine is RXFit _ALEE. RXFit_Alee.
Amazing. So again, thank you, ladies. Like I said, this has been very informative to the point we have gone way over an hour. Probably could have continued because it's information that everyone can relate to. So it's not, you know, it definitely will keep the listeners' attention, especially those who are now like, okay, COVID is coming close to an end, hopefully, and they need to get back into I mean, something. We not
things are opening. Just say things are opening back.
Things are opening. I think COVID gonna go away come November 3rd, but that's another story.
That's hard.
It's for another story.
Let me know when that one drops.
Exactly. But again, thank you so much. I definitely know people will tune in and listen. Kind of gave them a heads up last week. Next week, I think we're talking spiritual health, so that should be interesting and cool. With the Reverend, and trying to get some of our folks from Mount Eden in there, but that ain't work.
Hey. You know, I know some people. I can ask some people in my college ministry, so let me know.
But yes, definitely make sure that you guys follow the podcast on Instagram, and it's at Raialities. It's RAIALITIES. I'll definitely make sure I'll tag you guys in the post. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Guys, thanks for asking.